I finally did my first event, a finance summit, and this is how it looked like.
Once the recovery is there, should you still be inside? That's the question. That's your skill ready as an investor.
Now today I'll be sharing with you my journey as well as 5 points that you didn't know about, and if you stay right to the end of it, I'll be sharing with you where to actually purchase a recorded version of this whole entire summit. So with that, let's roll in the intro video. Hi guys, welcome back. Without further ado, let's start with the first point, which is I didn't want this to be a free event. 100% sure on it, because free event, if you don't already know, means that the event organizer needs to upsell you something. I've been to free events myself, and what I realized is that they only touch on the surface and their entire objective is just to lead you to a very expensive paid course. That's the whole objective of it. I hate that, and that's why I wanted to make sure there's no pressure to upsell or do anything like that. That makes it truly an educational summit. I didn't have any freebies. I've seen before give freebies like for the first 10 attendees, but instead I had lecture notes. I was crazy committed to teaching. I want to give investment knowledge, not just at the surface, because I didn't want any attendee to walk away from this summit thinking, hey, this is all superficial information. I could have learned this through YouTube. I could have learned this even from your own free channel. So why did I actually pay for this course? I didn't want anything of it. That's why I erred on the side of giving in-depth knowledge. I'd rather leave you with feedback that it was too complex. So quick snapshot of happy faces for those who have attended the summit. Thank you if you're one of them. And then let's move on to the second point that you may not know. I've actually earned a small profit from this event. I charged $47 for the ticket prices. And if you think about it, $47 is not even a brokerage charge if you are trading big amounts. Or it's even less than what you earn in terms of dividend income if you have simply invested $10,000 or $20,000 into a REIT. Now this event, I've managed to pull in 50 guests, as you can see over here. And I also like to do a quick shout out to Eventbrite, and even though they earn $163 for me, I think they've actually created a very good platform. Very easy for organizers like me to partner with and deliver an experience to fans and audiences. Now on hindsight, I actually think that I underpriced the summit tickets, because in my opinion, if I were to be able to avoid some of the investment mistakes I have made before, or if I were able to get an honest feedback from someone, I think it's worth a lot of money. So spending money on education is actually very important, but not those go for a free event and then upsell you a $3,000-$5,000 cost. Not the kind, maybe this kind that I've delivered. When I was planning for this event, I realized that if I had 25 people, I probably would be able to cover costs, venue and food. No losses, it's fine, I'm sustainable. If I maxed out at 50 people, which is what I've done, then I'll be able to bring back something, for my time and effort. And that leads to a third point that you may not know of. That was actually one of the few to have sold out an event even though it had a price to it. Now if you look at the events that are held on Eventbrite, you realize that there are many free events, correct? Why in the world would someone pay $47 just to come to my summit? It's not even free. This is where I'd like to share with you an important concept that I've learned from this book, Oversubscribe. It's a fantastic book, and inside it, if you're looking to understand marketing, it teaches you that you need to firstly understand the limit that you can deliver. Because if you don't even know what's the limit that you can deliver with good quality, then how would your customers, or in this case, the attendees, know? I promised 50 and I stuck to that. Now think about this. If you can bake the best cake in the world, there's still only a finite amount of best cake that you can bake, correct? Because you need time and effort to deliver that end product, which means the quantity that you can accept is only 50. If you take on orders of 500, what will naturally happen is that you could take shortcuts, or the end product may not be ready to scale at that size. That has profound impact to the customers. That's why I look for the best auditorium I could find in SMU, and I've also signaled to audiences that only have 50 tickets, because 50 is the seating capacity that is allowed in this auditorium. Once it's fully sold, I'm not going to be able to squeeze any single one else in. And if you look at the sales pattern, you realize that people started to buy when it's closer to the date, correct? Or you realize that people started to buy when other people have bought, correct? This is a common psychology, and that's why I've signaled at every instance of how well our sales have been doing. You can see over here in the Telegram chat that I've signaled at every juncture the remaining tickets to really remind those that are serious to really come, because that's who I also wish to meet. Now, at the base of all this, it definitely helps also to firstly have a customer base or audience base or a fan base first. But again, everybody has a niche. If you are a gamer, you have your own niche. If you are an artist, you also have your own niche. If you are a singer like JJ Lin, you also have your own niche. In fact, his audience base is regional, if not worldwide. So always dream big, and let's move on to point number 4. And that is to not be afraid to ask for help. At least that's what I've done for myself. I had to activate my entire family actually. My wife and sister came down to help me. I'm very grateful for their help, and in fact my wife actually did the introduction for me. So it's always good to have family members with you, correct? I know about investments, but I know very little about event management. Of course, the next step is to professionalize, and to do a bigger scale, maybe I need even more professional help. But for this summit, with my wife and sister down, I had to delegate to my mom and my mom-in-law to take care of my 2 kids. So as always, if you want to succeed, build a team with you, have people around you that can support you to help you achieve your goals. But a big point that I'd like to share also on this is that, when you're serious about what you do and you work hard, you would see that people are very willing to help. So keep that in mind. And with that, let's move on to the 5th and final point, which is I practice really, really hard for this event. I respect that this is a paid event. And in this few weeks leading to it, I was still at work. I didn't want to compromise on YouTube consistency. I worked extra hours at night and on weekends. I did extra videos to clear up the schedule leading to it so I can do a lot of practice. I actually practiced more than 60 hours in total on my script as well as my entire presentation. Quite possibly was a catalyst to how we... Now, I also believe that you can be good at anything as long as you're willing to put your heart and soul to it. And for myself, I wanted a good introduction to this whole summit. That's why I practiced so hard at it.
And the moral story is, it's all YouTube's fault. Everything on YouTube looks so much easier than it actually is.
Be willing to work hard, and even if something fails, there are always learning points. Don't be afraid to take a first step. I did that for myself. If I want an audience of 5,000 people, I need to start with the first step, which is 50 people. This is something that I can compound with to educate and to impact more people and more lives. With that, if you like this entire message, smash the like button, smash the subscribe, especially if you like more content on finance, and also press on notifications so that if Summit 2023 comes about, you'll be among the first to grab your tickets on it. Now, if you've missed the summit and you agree with what I said so far, you're serious about improving your own finances, purchase the recorded version, because I'll leave links below, and there'll definitely be nuggets of wisdom that can really save you a lot of money or impact the way you actually invest. 1 is the art of investing. Part 2 is the demise of REITs or not. And I'll actually give you a learning case study to help you understand a bit better about investing. Part 3 is what's coming next to the markets in 2023. Absolute must watch. So this $67 gives you access to it. If you're already investing in the REITs, for example, with more than $10,000, this is easily covered by your own dividends. So come on in, join the 50 that attended the summit live, and change the way you invest for 2023. And as always, education is the best return of investment that anyone can find. With that, I'll sign off from this and see you in the next one. Take care as always. Goodbye.